Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Robert Plank. I'm the author of a book called The Checklist Mindset. You can grab a copy, pretty easy read at checklistmindset.com. We're going to be talking today about how to be more productive, how to get more stuff done. And the thing is that a lot of people out there are kidding themselves or lying to themselves, and they think that they get all these things done throughout the day because they have this to-do list that's like 200 items long, and they knock out 10 of them, but they're all little things like update copyright notice on my footer links, right? They're all little things like change my Twitter background. So I'm checking it here to make sure I'm live. And if you're here, if you're live with us, make sure that you let me know you're here. That way I can mention your name. I always like when I join live streams, and I think that you might like joining a live stream and hearing your name mentioned. So make sure to mention your name in the comments. So we're going to make this pretty quick and talk about the things that you need to and should do in order to stay energized throughout the day, and in order to accomplish the right things, in order to do the right activities. Because the word activities is kind of weird, right? Because it can mean like just doing a little bit of something, just chipping away at something, but chipping away is bad. Now, why is it so bad? Because chipping away feels good, right? Chipping away means that you wrote half a page of your book. It means that you checked your sales page for typos, but chipping away doesn't mean that you actually publish things, right? It doesn't mean that people can actually see what it is you're putting out there. It doesn't mean that you move your business forward. It doesn't mean that you made any money. You don't really have anything tangible to show for your efforts if you don't complete things. So the secret, at least my secret to completing things, is to do just 4 things per day. We have a cool day planner you can grab if you want to at 4dailytasks.com/planner. And it's just a book where every day you can write down the things that you were doing every single day. And just you say that, well, here are my 4 tasks that bring me closer to my goal. 4 tasks that, and mine, I posted them in our Facebook group, but I don't have them written down in the planner today. I probably should get back to writing my goals for the day in both the planner and in the group, just to have like the tactile thing, but whatever. 4 tasks every day, 1 task that's 10 or 15 minutes long, and then 3 more tasks that are about 45 minutes long. And so just by doing that, that really helps to retain your focus, and it prevents this delusion factor. It prevents this lying to yourself thing where you think you're getting all these things done and it's not actually helping you. So by doing 4 tasks, then you focus on the 4 things that are actually important to you in your business, and you can get some stuff knocked out. So, having a plan and all that's great, but how do you actually do the things that you say you're going to do? Well, let me share with you a couple of things that weren't quite obvious to me, but now that I've done them, I can't help but share them. The first one is that there is a website called YouTube, right? Have you heard of this site called YouTube? There's videos on everything there. And if you want to learn a piece of software, want to pick up a new skill, even just to stalk some people online, like I have hundreds of videos on YouTube. So YouTube is a great place just to figure out a quick problem. Now, some of the problems you have in your business, you might have to buy a whole course or a whole product in order to get the complete picture. But for little stuff, like how do I make green screen video, I learned that from YouTube. So YouTube is this huge library of all this free stuff. And if you use it to learn things, you'll get a lot more out of YouTube as opposed to watching cat videos. So with YouTube, there's a great button there that says add to watch later. So as far as I know, a lot of people don't use playlists on YouTube. Now, what's a playlist on YouTube? Well, you can take the videos that you have on YouTube and combine them into the tutorial videos, right? Or into WordPress videos for me, if I can pull out my WordPress videos, things like that. And so you can also make playlists out of the videos that you see online, right? So that means that if you can make a video or playlist out of the WordPress videos that you see and compile them all into a list, so that way if you just see something, you're like, oh, I see this video, but I don't have time to watch it right now, add it to a playlist called WordPress videos, and you can make it private so that way no one else can see the videos you're about to watch. But that's a great way of just compiling this information, as long as you use it as a tool to prevent you from getting distracted and you don't proactively go out using this as a time waster. But what's really great about this whole playlist concept in YouTube is that they have a button called add to watch later. And so you can have a playlist on your own YouTube account called the Watch Later playlist, where you can just go on your phone, on your device on your TV, if you have a smart TV, and just go through that watch later playlist and then kind of batch up your learning, right? Batch up and watch the videos that you've been meaning to watch, but now you can see them all in one place. So YouTube is one thing, watch later is one thing, but then YouTube has a paid option. And for the longest time, I thought, why the heck would I pay like $12.99 a month to YouTube? And when you do that, you can skip the ads, which, okay, great. But then the real dirty little trick that YouTube did with their paid option is that, at least on iPhone, maybe let me know in the audience, in the comments on the live stream, if you use Android, but let me know if you have this limitation as well. Okay, so the regular standard YouTube, you watch a video on your phone, you exit it, and then the video stops playing. So you have to keep your phone open to YouTube to watch the video. And that's a nightmare to have your phone on and be like, okay, I can't look at Facebook, I can't look at my email, I can't browse Reddit, I can't do it, I can't type things, I have to keep it on this YouTube video. I mean, total nightmare. So a few months ago, I would have told you that it's a crazy thought that to pay $13 a month just to be able to multitask on YouTube. But I'm telling you, it's one of the best productivity boosters ever. Why? Because I can be out on a walk now, and I do this multiple times a day. I'm on a walk multiple times a day, and I go and I load up something on YouTube, and then I can just lock my phone, leave the app, and keep walking, and whatever I was playing on YouTube, I can just hear in my head. So if I'm going through my watch later playlist, I'm looking at a tutorial video, whatever, I can just have this thing playing in my ear without having to make sure that I'm watching YouTube. So I never would have guessed it, but YouTube ran their $13 a month paid option that allows you to lock your phone while a video plays or to leave YouTube. Completely worth it, because you can be on a walk and be picking up information. And not even for the reason of like jam-packing your schedule or whatever, but sometimes I'll go and hire a coach and hop in and get some ideas and get some advice. And sometimes your coach gives you a bunch of stuff during the hour that you're with them. And so what I need to do sometimes is go back and re-listen back to what my coach told me or fill in the details. So that way, when I go to implement, then I can get the nooks and crannies there. And so it's kind of a waste of my time to be sitting at my desk here and watching these old videos, but to be out on a walk to pick a few things here and there, I mean, totally worth it. So YouTube Red helps so much for that. So next time that you're on a quick, 10-minute walk around the block or something, which if you don't do, I really recommend it. Now you can use YouTube Red and listen to anything that you want. So the next thing is EverNote. I've been using EverNote for years. Before EverNote was a thing, I used my phone's just notepad app. And I used to I'd walk around and I'd have like a little notebook or a piece of paper so that way I could ever stop and write something. And this is another one of those things where if you don't do it, I highly recommend it, because you need to train your brain for certain things. You need to train your brain to be thinking in the background and it's like when you're not working, right? When you're not working on your business, your brain should be still doing stuff in the background without you noticing. That way you'll get those big revelations, those big aha moments. And, but it sucks to be out and about. What's up, Dale Chambers? It sucks to be out and about and you have a good idea, but then you can't really put it anywhere, right? You can't put it down. And so because we have cell phones, it doesn't make any sense anymore to even carry a watch, to carry a piece of paper, because you can just tap it into your phone. So I use an app called EverNote for this. And what it allows you to do is you're walking around, you want to type something. Instead of using the Notepad app on your phone, you use this thing called EverNote, and you just open a document, type in whatever you're going to type in, and then you sync it. And then when you come back to your computer, that stuff, that note, the things you typed in your phone are now available on your computer. And that could be if, for many times, I'll use EverNote to type in ideas for copywriting, for emails, for sales letters. I call that a swipe file. I'll write down different ideas I had throughout the day, like different projects or things that I wanted to do 6 months or a year ago that other things got in the way. And I was like, oh yeah, what about that idea for that plugin I had? Well, I can use EverNote for that. And I've been using EverNote the last couple of days to write a short report, and I've been using it in a pretty cool way. So I have this Evernote document, right? Which means that I can type a little bit on my computer, type a little bit on my phone while I'm out. And what's great about typing on your phone while you're out, by the way, is that you end up creating really concise, action-packed short sentences and really short paragraphs too. So that's an added bonus. But I'll go and I'll walk around, I'll take my phone with me, and I'll type a few sentences of this report that I'm putting together, and then I'll put it away and not think about it. Then I'll get home, and a few months ago we bought this like new like square dining room table, and I love working on it because it's so spacious, and I feel like I'm not just like boxed in an office, right? I can be out in the kitchen, and I filmed in my kitchen once before. I might try it again, but it's like really high ceilings, it's kind of echoey, so we'll see. But basically, I have my iPad on the kitchen table, and I have one of these Logitech keyboards. So like tablets these days, you slide them into this keyboard thing, and then now you have this like attached keyboard, and it looks like a laptop or maybe like a Surface, but it's basically like an iPad, and then you can kind of magnetically hit it to that, and then you can type whatever you want on the keyboard. So what do? So maybe I have some days I have this set up on just a table in some room, or a table in that dining room, and then I can just come and sit there, and it's like one of those like sort of elevated tables with like the chair sort of higher, and I can sit there and just kind of type away and write a few more sentences or write half a page of that document. So it's like changing my environment, not just kind of sitting there in the same spot. And I can even, if I want to get super crazy, see, we're having fun with the props today, it's super crazy, I can even have it open on the laptop as well, and then go to the laptop and type a little bit more on the document. And when I get bored with that, go move over to the computer. But to get the idea that because you use Evernote, you can add a little bit to a document here and there, to like a short report, sales letter, email, whatever you're writing, and you don't have to be limited to being just on the computer. And speaking of being just on the computer, one thing I want to throw in here is if you've ever used remote desktop, what's happened? Artigine Skipper, long time no talk. Miss those farm animals. So another really quick thing I want to throw in here is remote desktop, and I probably should make a whole video just on that. I use a tool called Log Me In, and what I can do is I can dial in to my computer remotely. From any computer in the world, I can go to a special website, and I can go and look at what my computer screen looks like right now. I can look at what's if I'm editing a video or processing a video or whatever, I can remotely view my computer. So those times that you're stuck, when you're like, oh, there's this one thing I want to do, but I want to check on that file and it's not in the cloud, or I want to go and edit that image, but I don't know how to do it on the phone. Many times you can just remote desktop into your computer from, again, any device. Phone, tablet, laptop, someone else's computer, whatever. Log Me In, remote desktop. That's a huge time saver to just be able to pop into your computer. And heck, sometimes I'm downstairs, my computer's upstairs, I want to go and do a really quick thing. I don't want to go and go all the way upstairs for a quick thing, come back downstairs. I just open up my phone, remote desktop, Log Me In, and it gets it done. So then moving on to these last couple of things, the next thing is I've been using an app recently. I should have screen shared my phone here. I've been using an app called Slumber. So it's really interesting to me. I'm not like a life hacker or anything like that, but it's interesting to me how there are some of these apps out there that help mess with your brain, right? And not just like a binaural beats, or not just an exercise tracker, but there's this. But I used for the longest time an app called Sleep Cycle, and I still have it, but I haven't used it in a few months. And this app called Sleep Cycle, the way it works is it somehow can tell based on, like, you put it in your bed, and it can tell based on when you roll around your bed and like the accelerometer, if you're awake, in light sleep or deep sleep. Like, there's like your rhythms as you sleep. And so this app waits for you to kind of be in your lightest sleep to wake you up. So that way you're not, like when you're in the middle of dreaming and you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm so tired because you got woken up in the middle of a dream. So this app somehow waits for you to be still sleeping but get out of the dream state, and then it waits for that time to set the alarm off. So let's say that your alarm is set for 6 a.m. It'll say, okay, at 5:30, Are they dreaming? Okay, they're dreaming. I'm going to wait a little bit. At 5:40, are they dreaming? Still dreaming. 5:50, okay, they stopped dreaming. Now we're going to wake them up. So it starts, I think, a half an hour before your alarm clock time, and then waits around until it seems like you're not dreaming, and then it wakes you up. So you end up not being groggy when you wake up. So that's a cool, an interesting thing. But then I've been using this Slumber app recently, and so with the Slumber app, they'll play. I'll play a little clip here. They'll read you a story and they'll play sound effects. So here's the sound effects.
So as you listen to this, make sure that you can pay it your full attention.
Please fast forward.
You won't be disturbed.
Oh, can't fast forward. All right, well, never mind then. But yeah, basically, this thing's called the Snowman, and they'll tell a story about a snowman. They'll have a story about a pyramid, or Into the Desert, or Deep Dive, where you're scuba diving. So you can choose the bedtime story that they read to you, and you end up, like, they tell you to focus on your breathing, and then when you focus on your breathing plus there's other stuff going on, somehow you get really sleepy. So it's interesting how that works. But Slumber has been really cool and helpful as far as an app to keep me productive. And then finally, one last thing that I want to kind of wrap this whole thing up with is that the number one thing that never fails, that always gets me out of a rut, if I need to really do my best possible stuff, if I need to put the pedal to the metal, if it's an action-packed week, what gets the job done? What gets the job done is telling someone else what it is I'm going to do, and then I go and I do that thing or not do that thing, and then meet back and tell the person if I did the thing or did not do that. And it seems really simple. Let me repeat that. So you have this accountability partner. You say, here's my plan. Here's my goal between now and this time tomorrow. Then you leave, you part ways, you go back and do it, and then you say, okay, we're meeting again. What happens? Either you can say, I did it, here it is, here's the proof, be proud of me, I'm proud of myself. Or you say, well, here's the progress that I made so far. I didn't get anything. I mean, just be honest at this point. I didn't get anything done. I didn't start it, and here's why. I did some of it. I got half of it done. You show what part of it you got done, and then you move it again one more day. You say, okay, based on what happened, my next goal is by tomorrow I'll get 2 more pages done. But either way, you meet back and you figure out where you're at, what you did, what you're going to do next. So that way you get to that thing that we called completion as early as possible. You don't want to be just chipping away at a book for the next 2 years. Get that rough draft of the book done, get it published. That way you can show someone you did that thing. And what's been helping me as far as this accountability thing, I've been meeting with my business partner, Lance Tomashiro, in the morning, and I basically say, I said on this Monday morning, and this isn't the first week I've done this kind of thing, but when I really need it, I bust this out. So I really needed it this week. And so on Monday morning, we talked about the things we're talking about, and I said, on Tuesday morning at 9 a.m., can we just meet for 5 minutes, and we'll see where I'm at with this report I'm writing. And so on Monday, we arranged to meet this morning on Tuesday, and then I was like almost all the way done. I showed him what I had done, and I said, can we meet again Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock for just 5 minutes to figure out what it is that we need to do. So I recommend that you do that with whoever you need to do with, just to meet with someone and show them what it is you did, and then say, this time tomorrow, can we just meet for 5 minutes? You don't even have to understand what it is that I wrote or what I did, but let me just meet with a real live person and say, either I did it, be proud of me, or I didn't do it, here's why, now we need to readjust. So just to recap here, YouTube Red, EverNote, Slumber, Log Me In, and that accountability partner, and that 5-minute daily meeting. If you want to be more productive, my book is called Checklist Mindset. Get it at thechecklistmindset.com. And we talk about how to use Google Drive, Gmail, all these different tools that maybe were scary for you, but when I explain it to you, it makes it really, really simple. We talk about how to use an online scheduler, so that way you can meet with clients, customers, things like that. The 4 daily task planner, it will get you to use a task list instead of a to-do list. And yeah, with all of that, I'm Robert Plank. Hope that helps. I hope that got you to where you need to go. Those are things that help me, and so I hope to talk to you again soon. Later.